Hello lovelies, Rod and Jack Fox here. I'm gonna continue with what if Deku was a fire dancer. Basically where I left off is where Deku walked out on the, under the bridge. You know what? Yeah, this is gonna be a Deku X Mina ship. I was second guessing it, but yeah, no, it's a Deku X Mina ship. Like the acrobatic one. And you know what's screwed? Deku's mainly liked by people in general. That doesn't, it means villains and heroes and citizens alike. They like his performance. Sorry if I sound monotone, I'm just very tired. Basically where I left off is where Deku is under the bridge as he walks down, saying goodbye to his friends as they left to go into the new arcade that just opened up in town. As Deku walked into this little bridge, under the bridge, as he heard something behind him. He heard a rattle of a manhole. As he hears something shot up and hears the manhole cover hit the roof of the bridge. As he turns around in shock as he sees the sludge villain. He was paralyzed in fear for a couple of seconds or hours to him. It felt like hours that he was paralyzed. But it was in fact actual seconds. As Deku decides to run as fast as he can. But he realized he would not make it in time because he was scared. So Deku decides to use his quirk in the ability to save himself, but failed. The sludge villain caught him and said, "Oh, the little arts kid from that little school. I've seen you all over town. You are very famous. I wonder how people will look at you after you do some crimes. You're gonna be a perfect little meat shield." Deku imagines himself hurting innocent people by his quirk, and eventually doing something so hurtful that it made him into a villain. That hurt him, so he starts using his quirk. He made a stick. He starts trying to swing it, but the sludge villain grabbed his arm and made him drop the stick. I know your quirk from the videos. It's very interesting seeing you, of all people, being my next victim. As Deku was going in and out of consciousness, he hears a voice saying, "I am here." As Deku looks and sees someone, he couldn't make out who, until he blacks out. Deku wakes up a couple seconds later, being told, "Is he alright?" He realized he was not under the bridge. He was in fact in a hospital bed. A doctor walked in and said, "Oh, you're awake. Several people wanted to see you." As his mother, his best friend Katsuki Bakugo, and his parents walked in, Inko immediately tackling her son. Her husband was a little late. By a little late, he just walked in. As Inko cries and weeps. As Deku said, "Oh, can someone tell me what's going on?" As Inko asked, "Do you remember anything?" Deku said, "Yes, I remember something. I remember after saying goodbye to my friends, I went under the bridge. I heard a rattling of the manhole and it shot up, and then when I turned around, a sludge villain was there." And the thing that he said, Deku's body entirely shivers in fear. It was very noticeable because you can tell when Deku is scared. He starts panicking. He starts looking around frantically. He looks so paranoid. Bakugo thinks this is not the Deku I know. Bakugo was very much peeved because the sludge villain made his best friend act not himself. And it hurt Bakugo in a certain way because Deku was his best friend. He was his rival, he was his friend. He helped Bakugo in any way he can. They helped each other out. Bakugo felt hurt because this was a personal attack it was an attack to Deku, but it felt like an attack to Bakugo as well. And to Deku's parents as well, because they felt so hurt. As Deku looks around saying, okay, in a stuttering, very scared voice. Even though Deku's literally one of the most popular people in school, he's normally outgoing, but this is not how he normally acts. Sorry about that little rant. As Deku explains how it all went down and saying he saw someone but he couldn't make out who, as the number one hero, All Might, walked in the build. Ha ha ha, I am here. So you must be the talented young Midoriya, and you are young Bakugo Katsuki. Am I wrong or am I right? You're right, All Might. As both boys are a little startled by the sudden realization of their heroes are here, as they both ask for an autograph by All Might. And the parents of them just giggled in happiness because Deku is slowly acting as himself. Back to being this good, happy person instead of this paranoid person. It's good to be paranoid, just not overly paranoid as Deku was acting. He was acting very much not himself, as I place it. So let me just go on. Both showed very much excitement. As All Might explains to the parents as his point of view, he jumped out and saw the sludge villain hurting young Midoriya. And the reason how All Might knows their names is because he got told by the doctors. And he met Bakugo. Well, he met his parents before Bakugo came in and hid. As Deku thought, okay, but what happened? As All Might said, you were taken over by the sludge villain for a couple of seconds. Seconds. You were taken over by a couple of seconds, but I helped you out of there as quickly as I can. And I brought you to the hospital to make sure you did not get fully injured inside of your body. The outside of you looked fine, but the inside of you could be entirely damaged. Luckily, I came in here as fast as I can. Inko and Hisashi thanked All Might over and over again, saying thank you for saving our son. And Inko again tackled her son because she just loves her son to death. She loves her entire family to death. As All Might asks, are you two gonna go to UA for the UA entrance exam? Both boys said yes in excitement. Okay, I hope I could see you there. As All Might leaves the room, as both boys are a little shocked, but Midoriya put two and two together and literally both out loud said, All Might's gonna be a teacher there. So the rumors were true. As Bakugo said, wait, what? So he's gonna both boys had a little break. Their minds just shut off for a second or few because they were astonished and surprised. As a couple of weeks go by, I'm gonna say All Might does see Deku working on his quirk by doing more dances, as well as cleaning up the beach. It took him literally almost half the 10 months. So 5 months, Deku was cleaning up the beach. Well, during those 5 months, he was studying because he knew that the entrance exam was not going to just be about physical body. He also needs to train his mind, not just his body. As Deku his parents do support him in a lot of things. Being a hero it made Inko shiver because Inko loves her family, but seeing her baby get hurt, that's not something that she can handle. Even though she basically plays with a lot of dangerous stuff. Let's continue. I'm gonna go to the entrance exam. The 10 months of trainings are up. By the way that Deku looked when he walked through and Bakugo meet him, he looks taller. He has a bit more muscle mass to the point where he's kind of like... he's about the size of Shoji. Yeah, the size of Shoji and as well as the muscle mass. Deku was like very strong. As he continued to talk with Bakugo, Bakugo was a little upset because somehow Deku got taller during the 10 months. Deku was already like taller than Bakugo by an inch, but Deku had a growth spurt and it just grew him to Shoji's height. So either Deku's like the same size as Shoji or a little bit taller or a little bit shorter. I couldn't decide. So Deku is literally happy to be at UA, thinking he might able to get his dream come true. As the thing that they walked in was basically Deku just walking as he sees a brunette-haired girl trip as he runs over as fast as he can. He worked on his speed and muscle, well, strength and speed, and also flexibility. So Deku literally grabbed Uraraka's backpack and asked, "Are you okay?" As Uraraka looks up and sees this green-haired boy with freckles. She said, "Yes, I am okay." And just what if Uraraka is dating Ida? As Ida walks up and asks what happened, Deku explains what happened, and he thanks Deku for saving his girlfriend. Deku said, "It's fine." As Deku said, come on, as Deku said, "Come on, we have to go into UA, or else we're gonna be late." Yeah, this is where I'm gonna cut off.